Quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks for joining us today. Now, for those of you who are new to our Wednesday shows, today is all about how to cut and sew a block. Today's featured die is the Tangled Star Die, and I'm going to show you how to subcut your fabric, lay the fabric on the die. We're going to cut all the pieces, and then once the pieces are cut, I'll show you how to sew the block together, giving you some helpful tips along the way. So, and we're wearing Santa colors because it's almost that time we can't wear them anymore. Emily's in the house. How are you, my friend?
I'm great, thanks, Pam.
Okay, Emily has two fun things to share.
Yes.
So the first is you've started cutting fabric for your new quilt. And what die did you choose?
I chose the tumbler, the
big
6.5 6-inch finished tumbler.
Right.
And so I was able to cut my fabric so quickly.
Yes.
It was amazing. I was thinking, oh, this is going to take me a minute. No, it was like 10 minutes and then lickety split like that.
Yeah.
And here's some of my
Look
work.
at her fabric. She got us some Tula pink fabric.
I'm obsessed with the leopard.
It's
and
beautiful.
Then another one, this was, I am inspired by our flamingo die. That's one of my favorite dies in our whole collection. So we opted for that fun flamingo
And
fabric.
it also has something else on there besides flamingos.
It has little shrimps.
Look how
They're
cute
like
that
hidden
is.
in there, but they're so cute.
I'm excited. So Emily is going to lay out her pieces because I told her that's a process, right? You have to lay it out and figure it out. And you also have a big happy birthday on Friday.
I'm very excited. Thank you.
Is that fun?
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody in the chat section wish Emily a happy birthday because we're excited she's here. Okay. So where is everyone watching from? Someone posted, tell us where they were from because they did something cool with Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, Louise said that her community quilting group uses our strip dies to make Meals on Wheels placemats. What a time saver.
That's terrific.
I love that. That's a fun
Charlotte's watching from Raymore, Missouri. And Karen's watching from Canada. Oh, all sorts of things. Tina from Diana, Texas. We're glad you're with us today. All right, quilters, here's some new projects from our intro video. First is this beautiful quilt by ABY Stitches. Okay, we have loved this one.
So
So
cool.
Emily, do you know the two dies she used to make this?
Okay, we decided they were the Storm at Sea and the Snail's Trail, correct?
Right, so the Snail's Trail is that center block, and then the borders come from Storm at Sea. It's the diamond and the rectangle and the square and the square.
So pretty.
I do love the colors of it. Look how pretty.
Absolutely.
It matches your kitchen. Okay, next we have two from Barbara C. So the one hanging is beautiful. Emily, do you know which companion set that is?
I believe, is that the angles?
Well, it has corners.
Oh, it's
right,
gotta be
because it
the
has signature block.
That's right, it's got the
And then it
signature
does have trapezoid though, so look at that.
That's gorgeous.
Okay, and then the one on the bed is beautiful.
Yeah, the
So
fabric.
Barbara used English paper piecing to create the little flowers, little hexagon flowers, and then she must have appliqued them into a cube.
Beautiful.
Look how beautiful that is.
Well
I'm
done,
loving all the colors. Okay, next is Patty J with a gift for her friend and for her small dog. Look at how fun this is. So do you know which die this one is, Emily?
That's that Arkansas Traveler.
It is Arkansas Traveler. I'm almost done with a quilt that I'm making for Mason with that. Shh, don't tell him it's a Christmas present. But yeah, look how pretty that is.
Very
And I love the colors in it.
Absolutely, me too.
Gosh, it's just great. Okay, since we're talking about the Tangled Star die and we're talking about Pigtail Twist, here's my photo of the day. So this is my granddaughter Oakley. She is 7 and she's a rock climber and she's really good at it. She loves to do it. She has long blonde hair, and when she climbs rocks, she can only have braids. No pigtails, no nothing, it's gotta be braids. So the question of the day we wanna hear from you is, do your kids or grandkids wear braids or ponytails? So tell us in the comment section, because that's kind of fun. Oakley's not, she will do one pony, but never ever pigtails.
Yep. I always wore a single braid. I used to horseback ride, and so you needed one braid down the middle of the back for your helmet.
There.
Not to squash.
There you go. Yeah, she likes braids when she climbs. Okay, quilters, today we're gonna cut and sew a block for this super cute pattern called Go Pigtail Twist. And our good friend Terry Vandenbosch created this project for us. It is a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com. Make sure you download it. It is so pretty. Okay, we're celebrating the 12 days of deals. And what day is this of the deals, guys?
Day 1, I believe.
Well, there's less than 12 days till Christmas,
that's
right?
isn't it?
Or see?
10.
So this is the 3rd day of deals, right?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
We'll see. Is it what day? Sure, we're going with that. Okay, we're giving you a deal. 40% off your order. You want to use the code CHEER, CHEER 40. And Emily, they get double reward points until 2 p.m.
Till 2 p.m.
And talk about free shipping.
Yep, free shipping. So we do offer free shipping on any order today within the contiguous United States.
Yes, that's great. Now, FedEx has rules about guaranteed shipping. So if you want to guarantee your order arrives before Christmas, use our 2-day shipping flat rate, $15. Okay, so if you're getting, if you're worried about making sure you get it before Christmas, you can always use that. Okay? Now, for those of you who missed out on our December Die to Try, the Go Prairie Star, it's sold out in the day. It is currently sold out, but guess what? Our next shipment is due to arrive in the warehouse next week. So currently we are taking back orders on it. I'm excited. So in 2 weeks from today, we're gonna show you how to cut and sew that Prairie Star together. It was really popular.
Yeah, it's a great die, and it's still on at that introductory price
Of how much?
of $129.99.
And it will ship to you free if you do order it today, right? It'll ship to you when it's in stock.
Sure will.
So excited. Okay. All right, today I'm going to give away one of our Go Tangled Star dies. Be sure and share this video on your personal Facebook page for a chance to win. Emily's going to announce the winner at the end of our show, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this die. First of all, this is a block and board, or what we call a bob die. There we go. And which means all the pieces you need to make the finished block. Oh, here, let me show you the finished block, because the finished block is stunning.
So cool.
Look at this. All the pieces you need to make that finished block are on one die board. And it creates a 4-color block. All right, oh, sorry, Justin, I'll just leave it right there. 4-color block. So all of the pieces are screen printed. And you're gonna notice there's an E and an A, and then an ER and an AR. Those mean it's to the right or reversed, okay? So this is what we call a directional die. So you want all your fabric facing up. And it's really great to use this. What I have done when I make my blocks is it cuts a 4-color block. I do my 4 colors and my 4 layers, because you need 4 layers to finish the block. And then I just leave it on the die board. That way I know where it is. And we have the 1/4-inch seam, so we have all these specialized dog ears, okay, so that you get that perfect 1/4-inch seam. So this die creates a 10-inch finished block. So think about pairing it with what, Emily? What should we pair it with if it's 10 inches?
Oh gosh, we could pair it with the 10-inch cube. We could pair it with another bob die if you'd like.
Finishes to 10 inches. I bet all of these are on sale 40% off, right?
They surely are. That 10-inch cube is only $186 today.
See, that's a great thing. And the 10-inch setting triangles, because in this project, we actually turned that block on point.
Yeah.
So we need the 10-inch setting triangles. Are they included in the sale?
They sure are. They're $59.39, the 10-inch.
And they're going to ship to you free if you live in the contiguous U.S.
Sure will.
So this is really a fun die. And then, Emily, we also have the bundle with this and the Rising Star, because these were the 2 dies that came together, right?
We do, yeah. So that is the Block on Board Favorites 10-inch bundle. That one is usually $524. We've got it on sale with that right now for $379.99 marked down.
So great. So check out our website for some bundles that we have.
Great.
All right, so let's cut some stuff. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna follow the pattern instructions to subcut your fabric. And you can always cut up to 6 layers of cotton fabric, but you can cut other fabrics. You can cut flannel and felt and denim and wool and cork and all those things. I'm gonna tell you to start with 1 or 2 layers of those thicker fabrics. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to lay your fabric out, and we're gonna cut pieces. So again, this is what we call a directional die. So all the fabric needs to face up. Okay, when I was first doing it, did not read that instruction. and I fan folded and half my pieces were backwards, and that's not what you want, okay? So this die is divided by color. So A and E are white, and then H and C and D are this black kind of print color. This is so fun. This is checks. Okay, and then here we go for our last color. And for this one, like I said, you just need 4 of the blocks, the units sewn together to make your 10-inch block. So I would just do 4 layers of the 4 colors, and because then you're going to make a green one and a blue one and a purple one and a yellow one. Okay? Could you make them all the same color, Emily?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Good. Okay. You're going to need a 6x24 cutting mat. This is on a 6x24 die board, so it's going to fit through all of our cutters, including that Go Me, right, which is super fun. All right, so I'm going to use my Go Big today. Emily, is it on sale today? Do we have some sales with our cutters?
It sure is, yeah. So we are offering that Cheer 40 promotion. We also have a really fabulous bundle right now as well with that Go Big.
Okay, tell us.
So if you're looking to upgrade and you're really inspired by the dies that we've been featuring here lately with that 10-inch, we've got what's called the Go Big 10-inch Seeing Stars Starter Pack.
Okay.
This will include the Go Big. It'll have the Tangled Star, the Rising Star, the 10-inch setting triangles to go ahead and put that on point, because why not have that ability?
Right.
And then both the cutting mats that goes along with that.
That's perfect.
That bundle is only $749.99.
Oh my gosh, what a huge savings on it.
It's ridiculous.
It's going to ship free if you live in the contiguous U.S. And these 2 dies, the Tangled Star and the Rising Star, also were sold out for a period of time.
Yes.
And they are back in stock. So get them while you can.
I think
All right, so it's gone through our cutter. There's some static built up. We are gonna have storms this afternoon in Nebraska, here in Omaha.
I know,
Holy smokes.
Here we're missing them just right by the hairs of our chinny chin chin.
Yes, we're gonna have like 70-mile-an-hour winds, and okay, get this.
And what I noticed, Pam, that I really like about that block on board die is that the way that the pieces are set up on the board itself,
Yes.
it makes it so easy for you to place your fabric. So you're
Yes.
not wasting anything.
Yeah, and do that little sub-cutting and all of that fun things.
Exactly.
And I do love this. Okay, so again, if you have a one little string here, it likes to cut more layers than less. So don't just peel it, don't rip it off. It's not a Band-Aid. Just get your little scissors. These little scissors are on our website.
They sure are.
They're just brand new on our website.
I love them.
Okay. Oh, this one had 2. Okay, so while I'm getting my fabric off, tell us, Emily, are people wearing pigtails or braids, or what are little kids wearing these days?
Yeah, lots of braids, lots of ponytails. Mary says braids. Lori says ponytails. Joyce says that her great granddaughter wears pigtails, ponytails, and braids.
Oh, there you go.
No,
There you go.
just a
Oakley
little bit
has
everything.
this. Taylor's my son. Her dad. He makes a fishtail braid.
Ooh, cool.
And the funny story about that is, for those, it's like this really intricate braid that goes down from her top of her head all the way down. The way he learned how to do it was Oakley held the iPad on the YouTube, and then he learned how to do it on YouTube.
Oh, how funny.
I thought that was great. Hey, join Eric and I tomorrow. I can't believe we have an event tomorrow at 12 noon Central Time. It is all about our favorite things. This was such a fun project show to put together. We're going to show you some fun projects. Of course, we're going to have sweet deals because we're having the 12 days of Christmas. You want to register in the link below for the chance to win prizes and to be part of our Let It Sew sweepstakes. Then, if you still need gift ideas for your fellow quilting loved ones, join Markdown Mike for his final holiday gift guide show. That is tomorrow night, Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. It truly is like a 15-minute show. He just gives you some really great ideas for gift giving, and it's great, okay? So again, register for both of those shows. Okay, so now once our pieces are cut, we're gonna lay out our block. And I purposely cut 2 pieces so that we can show you how to chain piece. I'm all about the chain piecing. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I have on my phone, I have a picture of this with the instructions so that I know what shape is which shape. So I'm not messing it up is what I'm talking about here. Okay, so hold on.
Gosh, we've really sparked a debate here in the comments section with the ponytails and braids, Pam.
Okay, tell me, because I've taken my fabric and now I need pieces that I pulled from it. Go ahead.
And this is cute. Marlene actually says, I braid my horse's mane. Does that count?
Yes, it does.
It totally does, Marlene.
Totally.
Actually, that's how I learned how to braid.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up, I started going to horse camp when I was like 7 years old, as soon as you could basically fit your legs around a horse.
Right.
And yeah, that was part of what we did at summer camp was, because you had to braid your horse's mane for shows.
Oh, there you go.
And you had to French braid their tail. So I learned how to French braid and do that all on horseback. That was so much fun.
Wow, that is impressive. That is
Yes.
impressive.
Very good.
When I was a kid growing up, I just had one big long ponytail. And I had super long hair as a kid. And then one day my mom just cut it off and I was okay with that. I just didn't want to have to do it anymore.
Yes, the summer.
Okay, so you're going to read the pattern, folks, so you know how to lay out your pieces, but I've already made a block, and I've made several blocks, actually. So I'm going to have my pieces right here. Okay? Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Don't stress, okay? And you need 4 of these to go together to make your 10-inch finished block. Now, this block may look super complicated, but really it's not. In fact, it is a super great block to chain piece, okay? So we're gonna start, it is, I did say Brock. Brock's all super happy about that. Okay, and thanks to Joe for turning on my iron here today. Sometimes we miss that. Okay, so we're gonna start by sewing a pink E and F, a white, these 2 pieces together, okay? So while I sew these, ooh. All right, Emily, tell us, are people just braiding left and right? I love this.
They really are. I know, this is so cool. Rana says, mine wears fancy braids for high school softball.
Oh.
I wonder if they can do the fishtail braids as well.
I bet they can.
I bet they can too. Those are popular, I think, now.
They are.
Let's see. Julie's both braids and ponytails.
There you go.
Let's see. Oh, Deb she doesn't have kids or grandkids, but her great nieces both love 1 and 2 braids. So they'll wear like a single or 2. So maybe like a braid down the back, and then the other one does the 2 on the side. So
I think I didn't like braids as a kid because I had only older brothers, and they would pull those.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You know, they were mean.
That would make it hard.
They're nice to me now. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep sewing, but before I do, look, we're gonna press our seams open because that's really gonna help with the bulk. Okay. Otherwise, your block is really gonna be bulky, and then it's not gonna lay flat. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put it back in the pile once we do this, and we're just gonna keep doing this. And this truly was a great way. Like I said, when I made my full block, I just did 4 layers of 4 colors, and then I was done, and then I just did the next color, and it was pretty easy, okay? Okay, so next we're gonna sew a pink B, which is down here, to a white A. Okay. These 2 little pieces. All right. All right, Emily, do we have questions?
Well,
or no, or are we just having people telling us about braids?
We're having a lot of debate about the braids. Roxy was wondering about cutting how the dye didn't quite cut the piece and how you had the little threads, but that's pretty normal with some fabrics.
Well, it is, because here's what our dyes are designed to cut 6 layers. So when I only put 2 layers down, there's not quite that enough pressure, you know, and so in those 1 or 2 spots. So I'm going to tell you, if you're having 6 layers, it's going to cut perfectly. And notice I just had like 1 or 2 threads.
That makes
Don't
sense.
yank those. Okay, keep going.
It's tempting. Ariel says that she loves a top knot or messy bun.
Oh, there you go.
That's a fun way to put your hair up in a mess.
Okay, I'm wearing a Santa hat today, so I didn't have to curl my hair. So I'm totally all about that.
Exactly. Any day you can just put it back and call it good.
Good.
Cindy says, Mom kept me in a ponytail so she could grab me if I ran
See?
from her.
There. Sounds like my mom.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Okay, so the question is, why is an AccuQuilt fabric cutter better than rotary cutting? Okay, imagine trying to cut these pieces with a rotary cutter. First of all, you'd probably need a specialized ruler or even a paper template, neither of which are going to be accurate as our Go dies. You're going to get thousands of cuts out of those dies. They're going to be perfect every time. What's going to wear out?
Those
Not the
cutting
die.
mats.
The cutting mats.
Yes.
So flip and turn and get all the good use out of it. If it's not cutting cleanly, it's probably your mat.
Exactly. And on days like today where you can bulk up on mats, you know,
Bulk up
we
on
have great
mats. I
sales.
love that we're bulking up on them. Okay. Don't forget we're celebrating the 12 days of deals. 40% off your order. Use that code CHEER40, CHEER 40. And it's like 12:22. You have until 2 p.m. Central Time to get double AccuQuilt rewards and free shipping, no minimum order, no code required, right?
Correct.
But if you want to guarantee your order arrives before Christmas, use our flat 2-day shipping $15 rate, okay? And that Cheer 40 ends at midnight Central Time.
Correct.
Right? But double rewards by 2 p.m. So get your order in now.
Good, yes.
Okay, so now we're gonna sew. I'm looking at my graphic there. Okay, so a black shaped D, which is right here, to this little section right here, to the AB unit. Okay. So much of you watching me sew today. It's pretty fun.
This is funny. Ariel says that the assembly of the Tangled Star is reminding her of the Starry Path Bob.
Oh, yes.
Just a little, yeah, with that.
It's a little bit like that,
It
yeah.
is.
That's true. I do love Starry Path.
I know, me too.
One of my top 10 dies.
Absolutely.
And this one is fast becoming one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I just think it's so fun because it's something I would never cut without a die.
it's so true.
Okay, so hold on here. I'm going to snip this because otherwise it's going to do it. And Justin, I'm going to show you real quick. When I sew these together, I'm going to sew this part here on the top to make sure that all my pieces are lined up. But not only that, then I'm not squishing out the bottom right here.
Gotcha.
If I sewed it from the other side, this might get tangled. Ha, it's the Tangled Star Die.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so braids and pigtails, people are having them.
Yes. And now that we were mentioning that Starry Path, the Starry Path's $53.99, Pam.
Oh my gosh.
That's ridiculous.
And there's some other 10-inch bobs that we love, right? Like the courthouse. No, what is it?
Absolutely.
Courtyard. There we go.
Oh, and
the pineapple die.
And Tammy's noticing too that we've been talking with the snowflake ornaments that are behind you, Pam.
Yes.
Where they're asking about whether there's a pattern for that to download.
Is there?
I believe that is I know that is the circle die with the 7-inch snowflakes.
Right, it's the 8-inch circle with the 7-inch snowflakes.
Let me see if there is.
And I bet there's a pattern for it.
I guarantee there is.
You don't usually do stuff without a pattern. 'Cause
Exactly.
people say, hey, is there a pattern? Right?
Exactly.
You get cranky if they're not. Okay?
Yes. Oh, it looks like we're actually going to be putting a link in the comments here below. So
Oh, okay.
They'll link that in the comments.
All right, so I have all my pieces? So the EF unit to the top of this one, okay? So look, I'm making half my block already. All right? This is so cool. Thank you to our Leslie and Morgan for throwing that in the link. Thank you. Okay, and again, you're gonna use a 1/4-inch seam. We've cut out the dog ears so you know where to sew. And look how fast this block is going together.
Oh, it's the Go Ornament Hot Pad pattern.
There you go.
There we go, nice and easy.
I love it when it makes sense.
Yeah, right?
Sometimes I get to name patterns,
Oh, that must
which
be
is
fun.
so fun. Thanks to Lauren, she lets me do that.
I love that.
And then of course those become my favorite, right? If
Well,
they're
of course.
in there. Okay.
I love that.
All right, so again, I'm gonna press my seams open, and then I have my first half of my square. Okay, don't forget to share. I'm gonna give away one of our Tangled Star Dies to a lucky viewer. So make sure you share our video in your personal Facebook page. Okay, look at how easy this is going together. I'm just loving it. All right, and as a special holiday gift, because we're in the holiday season, we're going to give away a Tangled Star Die to one of our registered viewers. So our giveaways are just one of our ways to say thanks for being part of our AccuQuilt family. All right, so in 1 second here, I'm going to announce today's winner, an additional winner. I love it when we give extra stuff away. Okay, all right. All right, so today's lucky winner of the Go Tangled Star Die is, jingle please, thank you. It is Alyssa B. from Crossville, Texas. Congratulations, Alyssa. I know, I'm excited for her. Okay, so now we've done half our block. Let's continue to sew them together. Okay, so now I'm gonna sew these two pieces together, the plaid to the black piece here. And look how cool this is. I mean, I can't even imagine trying to cut that with a rotary cutter. All right, Emily, what else are we having?
Yes, we actually have some great questions.
Okay, tell us.
So Robin, while you were pressing your seams, she was wondering if you open up all of your seams while you're.
I do, and the reason is this has a lot of bulk otherwise. So you want to make sure. Can we get it here, Justin? Where does this need to be? There we go, Justin. So see, we pressed open all our seams.
Wow.
Right? Otherwise, it's going to have tons of bulk in it, and then it won't sew together right.
Sure. And Pat is wondering, have you done this as a scrappy?
If I did what?
Have you done this as a scrappy style before?
No, but now that you say that, dang. So here's the thing. Oh, I'm already thinking I want to go home and sew that. Okay, you want to make sure. It could totally be scrappy, like the background could be scrappy, but these pieces here I feel like have to be at least in the same colorway.
Yeah, that
you know,
makes
like
sense.
all pinks and then all blacks, but they could be different patterns.
You could totally do that.
Oh, now I want to go home and sew.
So much fun.
It's going to storm here, so I might go home and sew with the wind and the such. Okay, so that's a great question.
Yeah,
And you could totally do it in different colors, right?
absolutely.
You know, you could make them for some, you know, for spring or for Halloween.
I know,
Just
I love
saying.
all the possibilities that are out there.
Just saying.
And Noreen's wondering too, when you're selecting a setting triangle for dies set on point, do you
Right.
measure the side of the die or the distance between the top points? So I think that the question is, how do you determine the size of your setting triangle, basically?
So whatever size the finished block is, then that's what you want it to be.
Perfect.
Okay, so this block finishes to 10 inches, so you want to use the 10-inch finish, or this 10-inch setting triangles. I can look. Now I can say. So like Morning Star finishes to 12 inches, so you would use a 12-inch finished
Right.
or setting triangles. Okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to keep sewing here together. So I think this is next. Right? Am I good? Yep. I'm going to sew these two pieces together. Okay, I'm going to tell you a funny story because, you know, we always talk about how easy it is to cut pieces and how fast. Emily, did you not think it was so fast to cut your tumblers?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just the best.
It's like you have this in your head of like, oh my gosh, there's so much fabric, there's so many shakes I'm gonna cut. It's gonna take forever, and then you get
Yes.
into it and you go, you look at your watch and
Yeah, because you cut yours into strips, right? And then just the
exactly.
cut and flip method, right?
Exactly. Yep. Nice and
Yep.
cut and flip. And I wasted like zero fabric because of it, and I have
Right.
a little bit left over for binding,
Right.
for scrappy. So I'm super excited
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to have those pictures on social media, so that'll be fun. So the other day, Oakley is a second grader, and they were cutting, I think it was Christmas trees for some project at school. And Oakley said to her teacher, Mrs. Walker, where is the die?
Oh, God.
And Mrs. Walker said, what? Because somebody gave her scissors, right, and green paper.
Right.
And she said, Mrs. Walker, where's the die? And Mrs. Walker said, what are you talking about? And Oakley said, I am sure there's a die for this.
Oh, I love that.
And of course there is, right? And you know, we could name 3 of them. Anyway, she was so frustrated that for sure she didn't get to cut it with a die.
Oh, no.
And I think she just rebelled, and I'm not even sure she cut Christmas trees. But she asked me that night. She goes, Lola, is there a Christmas tree die? And I was like, yes. So, okay, so now we're gonna sew this pink right here, this shape G to this unit right here. And again, quilters, I'm gonna start on the top. I'm gonna sew it on the top to the, use your words, Pam. This one has a seam in it, so I'm gonna start with this one on the top. Okay, all right, tell us, are people having braids and stuff?
Yeah, Esther said that she had pigtails until 4th grade and hated them because she was the only one in the whole school that wore them.
Oh, Esther, I feel your pain.
I know. Actually, that reminds me of my mom. She also grew up wearing pigtails. Her mom braided her hair every single morning for school and would not let her wear it any other way else. So as soon as she was old enough to make her own decisions about hair, she chopped those pigtails off and was done.
Cut them right off.
She sure did.
Said, here we go. Hey, and don't forget, all of our videos live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channels. So you can come back and watch this or any of our shows. So when you get this die, you should be saying, oh, hey, I can go back and watch this because wasn't this super fast to put together?
Exactly.
You could actually sew your pieces way faster if you weren't talking, okay? I sew my pieces way faster at home.
And what I love about this die too is I feel like you could feasibly make a really cool quilt if you just took a bunch of different bobs that finished to 10 inches and just did like a variety quilt.
Yes.
And like if you needed to get, you know, like say you're interested in like the pineapple or the courtyard today, the pineapple is only going to be $53.99 and the courtyard with that sale $59.99.
And the courtyard has some Y seams in it, but don't be scared about that because we've made several videos, the lovely Eric and I, on how to sew Y seams. And the courtyard Y seams are gentle Y seams.
Oh, that's good.
That is really such a beautiful die. I just really love it. Well, and pineapple is our favorite, Joe's favorite.
Well, and seeing it done too with you guys makes it so much simpler when you see it done once. It's like, oh, it makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Once you do it, you go, oh yeah. And the key to Y seams is just make sure you mark your fabric. Joe, is pineapple still your favorite, or you have a new favorite? Carpenter's wheel. Carpenter's wheel. Yeah. It's a beautiful die. Okay. All right. So look, here we go, and now we're just down to sewing our last little piece here, and then we're going to sew our pieces in half. Okay. All right. Make sure. Holy smokes, make sure I do that right. I have to put it down so I make sure I do that right.
Sandra's wondering, Pam, while you're doing that, she is wondering if you always recommend ironing the fabric before cutting with the die.
Yes, and here's why. Sometimes you get that little seam from the fold, you know, you get that little funny. This is live television, folks. You get to watch me wind a bobbin. You
know what? Actually, that does that makes total sense, though, Pam. I actually had that happen with my oven mitt the other night when I was trying to pre-quilt, and one of my pieces of fabric had a little bit of a wrinkle in it, and I had to rip the whole seam out and start over again because there was a big old wrinkle in it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you just don't want to have to do that. I have plenty of bobbin thread, so let's see what's happening here. Yeah, because sometimes that happens and you go, why is this here, you know?
Exactly.
Okay, there we go. All right, let me find a little piece of scrap fabric.
Love it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
And meanwhile, Kathy is saying that she had braids so long she used to be able to sit on them.
Oh, wow. There you go.
We've got some really fun comments coming in.
I love this.
Yeah.
In my head, I can see it all. Okay, Emily, tell us why I'm checking my bobbin thread about our blog.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a fantastic blog. It's a great place to engage with our go-getters and AccuQuilt employees who design our patterns.
Yep.
We actually have exclusive patterns on that blog that you can only find there and nowhere else.
Right.
I actually have customers call in all the time, and they're asking, you know, where do I find X pattern? And I go, I've never even heard of this. And 9 times out of 10, I can find it on the blog.
Yeah, that's where it was. And I want you to know, I didn't know about that until this year. I did. I thought, oh, all those patterns are on our website. And it's like, no, those are exclusive to our blog.
I was the same exact way. Yeah, I totally thought all of our patterns are on our website. Nope, that blog is going to be exclusively, you know, the spot for those patterns. So
Oh, yeah.
it's
just
really, really
amazing.
fun. Yeah, and you can get your questions answered. You can engage. You can, you know, I love it. I love our blog.
Great. And I think this week our blog is all about like last minute gifts.
Oh, cute.
Because people are doing those last minute gifts. And you were saying you did some last minute gifts. You were making some oven mitts.
Oh my gosh, yes. I've been
Right?
making oven mitts for days and days and days. I just made another.
You feel like you're a pro at it now?
I feel like I'm getting there, Pam. I can
Yeah?
even cut. I even, instead of getting a quarter yard, or yeah, I think I was buying a quarter yard of fabric at first just to have plenty.
Right.
You know, I went to the fabric store. I got exactly 10 inches.
Yes, yes.
And I'm like, I am not going back, baby.
Yeah, I've got this done here.
Exactly. Now that I think Erica would be proud because I'm the pinning queen.
Oh, she would be.
I pin every
She has tried for years to make me repent, and the answer is no, I'm not really doing that.
Pam's a rebel.
Yeah, I think part of my problem is that I did not learn to quilt with pins, and so now.
Sure. Well, yeah, it just doesn't come
Oh,
naturally.
quilters, listen to the sound of a full bobbin.
Oh boy.
Holy smokes. Okay,
Nothing more satisfying.
there you go. Okay, all right. So I'm going to finish sewing these where I started here, and then we're almost done.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sharon's wondering if it's best to sew with a scant 1/4 inch with these cuts.
So I'm going to tell you no, because then the dog ears are funny.
Sure.
So that is why. Okay, so I got to tell you another funny. Our good friend Judy, who lives here in Omaha, she and her husband own a local quilt store that you and I have been to, and they sell Pfaff machines there. And Drew, who I don't think he's ever watched an AccuQuilt live, watched it a couple of weeks ago, and I had not engaged my walking foot. And apparently he watched 45 minutes of our show, and that was his one comment was, hey, Pam, make sure you engage that walking foot all the time. So for Drew, I've engaged my walking foot.
That's amazing. See,
All
I
right.
feel like I can't get away with not engaging my walking foot, but that's just because of my featherweight. I feel like that has special rules.
Sure, sure, sure. All right, Mr. Brock, can you scroll down for me? Thank you. All right. Yep, keep going. All right, now I'm almost done. I'm going to sew my 2 halves together. And just because we were talking about it, I think I will pin. Okay, there we go. Because I really want them to line up perfectly. Look at how fun this is. Okay?
Cute.
All right, so, hey, we have a pincushion die. Is it on sale? I'm sure it is, 40% off.
Absolutely.
We should make sure you get a pincushion die.
I was gonna say that's a perfect project die too for like gifts for all the quilters and
Oh, yeah.
sewers in your life.
Yep,
Perfect.
yep. I think Erica has made a bazillion of them.
Yep, and it's gonna be it's $53.99.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm just lining them up to make sure that my black comes right here to that point, and then these 2 blacks line up. And they do, because, well, that's a bent pin. They do because they were cut perfectly, and we have that 1/4 inch seam. Okay? All right, Emily, so tell us, are people having pigtails and braids? Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, Noreen says she still wears ponytails, braids, and pigtails. I always wore a pigtail bun while serving 20 years in the military. Now I wear my hair down more than up in a ponytail or braid. Thank you for your service, Noreen.
Yes, thank you for your service. And just sending tons of love to all those people affected by the tornadoes this weekend. And Kentucky, one of our experts, Anita, when you said from the military, who served in our military, she is safe. She's without power and internet. So just sending tons of love and concern there.
You know,
Be safe.
Such a dear heart. She's a great member of our team. We couldn't
She
do
is.
what we do without her.
She is.
And Sandra's actually wondering, are you using a 40 or a 50 weight thread? Do you know off the top of your head?
I got nothing.
The answer is yes, Chris.
The answer is yes. I'm using Aurifil thread. In a second, I can tell you. And I'm using that little funny green that I always use because that's my color.
I know. That was really fun too, going to the fabric store and deciding what my signature color is going to be. But I don't think I've found it quite yet, Pam. I don't know. I kind of copy you, and I definitely got the same spool of what you have as well. But I also did like a navy blue kind of color.
I think it's 50 weight.
50 weight.
It's made in Italy. Oh,
Ooh.
I wish I was in Italy.
Che bella.
I mean, I'm happy to be here today, but
I know.
we could do this show from Italy. We could take the guys and go on the road.
Absolutely.
They would all love it.
Yeah, whoever makes that happen, let's do that.
Yep. Okay, so now my blocks are done. We'll ask producer Joe if he can take us on the road to Italy.
See what I can do.
Yeah, make that happen for us. Okay. Okay, now this big seam that comes down here in the middle, I'm actually going to sew one direction and one the other direction, which has nothing to do with a musical group. Okay, here we go. There we go. And this one. Okay, so.
This is so perfect. Kirsten says that she wears her hair braided or in a bun because it tangles like the Tangled Star.
Oh, I hope you're getting it, Kristen. I hope you have this dye.
I was going to say, this is perfect for you.
There is, boy, screaming hot iron. Just burned my little finger right there.
Oh, no.
Okay, there we go. Look at how cute this
Oh,
is.
my gosh.
Okay, I'm going to turn this off.
That colorway really is fun, too.
Oh, my gosh. And I just love the colors of it and so on and so forth. I mean, it's just beautiful. Okay? So now, look right here. So see how these pieces all came together? That's because we sewed a 1/4 inch seam. We lined up our pieces. The die has dog ears that, cut off the dog ears. Okay? So I'm going to do this last piece. And while I do this, I will tell you how to finish your project. Oh, I'm going to show you, actually, before we do that. We get this question a lot about blocks on point. And what does that really mean in the world, right? So I'm going to show you here just a second. Okay, Emily, while I'm sewing this last seam, any questions or anybody talking about ponytails and braids?
Yes.
I love that we've had a ponytail braid discussion here.
I know, seriously. Yeah, Dawn says she hated her long hair when she was young and it got in her face during sports, but she hated braids even more. She then cut it off and permed it when she headed off to the Army. I love this. I think, yeah, it's like we've got the folks who are diehard ponytail braids, and then we've got the folks who are like, nope, chop it off.
Just rebels. Just chop that thing right off.
Yeah, Susan was the same way. She says she saw Twiggy when she was in the 4th grade and got her hair cut short and never looked back.
Yeah, when I was a 3rd grader, I cut my hair short, and it was awesome.
Twiggy was so cool.
I just thought it was fun.
So cool.
Okay, and this is why you all need a shovel iron, so you can come right down here in the middle of this seam, because it's going to come together just perfectly. And you do want to lay it, you do want to press your seams open so it lays flat, okay?
Yeah, and I do want to remind folks, going into the holiday season, I know that, with shipping being, so iffy and things like that, I would love to suggest gift cards.
Oh, yes.
As a great alternative.
We have some, you can do electronic gift cards on our website.
And it'll just email it right to your recipient, so you won't need to worry about it even going through the mail. You can just purchase, however much you like, and allow that special someone to choose whatever they like.
There you go. Okay, so there's my 2 halves, and then look. So this is normally how block goes, but when we talk about turning a block on point, look how different it looks compared to the one that's just sewn together. So when you have setting triangles, what's going to happen is you're going to have these triangles right here that you would just have to do wicked math in your head, which I can't do. And then you would need another triangle here on the sides. But AccuQuilt did all that wicked math for you so that now the block can stay on point, because it's all about the bias. If you just cut it willy-nilly, those triangles are going to be all wonky, the stretch is going to be wrong, right. But this way it's the bias edge towards the outside, and it's going to let your block be perfect. So follow the pattern to finish your quilt top, add batting and a back and quilt as desired. Bind and be sure to miter your corners, and be sure and share your finished projects. We would love to see them. All right, now before we go, in case you didn't know, December at AccuQuilt is the month of Let It Sew, Let It Sew, Let It Sew sweepstakes. By registering for at least one of our December events, which included this one, you qualify for the chance to win $500 in AccuQuilt reward points. The grand prize winner will be announced on our December 30th show. Now, if you registered for today's show, you're already in the running for the prize. Plus, you will be entered for the chance to win $100 in AccuQuilt reward points for each show you registered for today. So we have a special announcement today. Let's announce today's winner of $100 in AccuQuilt reward points to be used on a future purchase. Jingle, please. Our winner is Christina D. of Santa Fe, Texas. Congratulations, okay? So make sure that you're registering for Tuesday's events, but tomorrow's events and mark down Mike's event. So join Erica and I and Joy on Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time. We have a special guest. The amazing Eleanor Burns will be here to talk about going back to basics for our cube system. So next Tuesday is Eleanor Burns. Register in the link for the chance to win and be registered for that promo. Okay, today is our deal, 40% off your order. Use the code CHEER40. So Emily, real quick, some other things they want to throw in their cart?
Absolutely.
Get that 40% off.
Yeah, if you're getting the 10-inch cube, you've got to get the angles in the corners.
Correct.
$119.99.
Perfect.
You could absolutely get, you know, we were looking at that beautiful Storm at Sea and the Snail's Trail bobs.
Yes.
Storm at Sea is $71.99. Snail's Trail, $47.99.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
And get yourself some cutting mats to go along with it.
There you go.
Because why not?
There you go. And don't forget, double reward points until 2 p.m. It's like $12.50, so you have about an hour. Remember, and free shipping to the contiguous U.S., no minimum required. But if you want to guarantee your order arrives before Christmas, you can always use our flat 2-day shipping for $15. All right, Emily, let's announce the winner of today's AQ Live and the new Tangled Star Die.
Woohoo! All right, jingle, please. Our winner today is Karen O'Neill. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Karen. You are going to love it. Don't forget. Okay, now, be sure to join us next week as I showcase the Go Rising Star. And Emily, we have that together, right? The Tangled Star and the Rising Star together in a bundle. It's on our website.
We surely do.
I'm sure that it's on sale and it will ship to you.
Yes.
So they were out of stock, so now that they're back in stock, make sure you get both of them. Are you going to look?
Yep,
oh, wait.
that Tangled Star Rising Star is going to be $179.99.
Perfect. And it will ship to you free if you live in the contiguous U.S. All right. Thanks so much for joining us today on behalf of our entire team. So off-site, we have Morgan and Leslie. Thank you so much, Morgan and Leslie, for all the work that you do for us here on our Wednesday shows. In the studio today, I have Brock and Justin and Joe and, of course, Emily, who's going to have a happy birthday on Friday. We wish her a happy birthday. I'm Pam Heller reminding you at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quote more.